What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG's back. It's time for a brand new video. Talking today all things about links to Leeds United and the type of players we've been linked with that I've seen recently, and just how Leeds United cannot and should not be linked to any of these kind of players upon promotion to the Premier League if we get there. So that's what the whole video is based upon. So go with me on this one. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, drop your thoughts and comments below. First of all, big up to Ao Tanaka and his country, Japan, who, after playing 45 minutes in Japan's 2-0 win over Bahrain, they've helped themselves become their first nation to book their place at the 2026 World Cup. So now for Japan, if you've got any other games, or if you want to send him back, just send him back nicely, please. We don't need to see him playing any more international games. But no, salute to Tanaka, and that would be a great mission for him to play. And Tanaka actually kind of comes up in this video as well, so I will be going back to him as an example of what I'm talking about in this one. But what I'm talking about is this, and this isn't the only one, but this is the type of name that we see. And I'm just, AI summed it up lovely here. Leeds United reportedly eyeing a summer move for Southampton defender Kyle Walker-Peters, who is a free agent after his contract expires, potentially offering him a chance to join the club if they secure Premier League promotion. Now, I can already see a few of you in the comments, oh, I wouldn't mind him on a free. He'll be good, as a backup and everything else like that. We need to steer clear of people like this. And let's just say we do sign him. I need to see him do Sam Byron minutes for the club. He cannot be one of our main options at fullback. Listen, he has been given a very, very torrid time in the Premier League this season. And unlike the Jayden Bogle scenario, where he's been able to come down a level, regather his game, regroup after the maulings that he took at Sheffield United in the Premier League, Kyle Walker-Peters won't have that luxury. He's not going to have that luxury at all. And it's one of these where I look at it and go, we've got to be better than this. If we are moving in the Southampton, Ipswich, Leicester part of players, then we're just going to go straight back down. And it's as simple as that. There's a few standouts, like at Southampton. There's Tyler Dibbling, who will be moving on to bigger and better things when Southampton do come down. But overall, the teams are awful for the Premier League. And this season for the Premier League, by the way, hasn't even been the greatest in quality. So what you're also going up against, and I'll just show you the table here. You're going up against Wolves in 17th. Wolves will back their manager in the summer and they will improve. So you're looking at Wolves improving. You're looking at the teams just above them improving. West Ham, well, West Ham down there, Everton, Tottenham, Man United. I'm sure they'll be improving. So the point I'm trying to make is you've got to make yourselves at least not even equal, but just below, with a fighting chance of getting above those teams that are finishing just above this bottom three, which is just honking. And I want to put it to you another way as well with Kyle Walker-Peters. We've been linked with him, Cameron Archer, and Aaron Ramsdale. If I said to you, if Leeds United did a triple swoop this summer and it was Aaron Ramsdale, Kyle Walker-Peters, and Cameron Archer standing side by side as a triple signing, do you think that even helps this team right now? I've said before, and I'll say it again, you need to buy players that will move your first teamers down to the bench and your bench players out of the club. That's how ruthless it has to be. And those three players do none of that. Is Ramsdale an upgrade on Meslier? Sure, but he's not much of an upgrade. Go look at Southampton's latest result against Wolves and his work on those goals alone. And even go back into some other games. They've had plenty of practice trying to save shots this season. The point I'm trying to make is Leeds United need to be more ambitious. They need to look into a different pool of players. They need to go their own way, blaze their own path. We do not need to be doing this. And I'll go on to Leicester City. You'll be saying, okay, why are you showing me this result? Leicester lose against Man United. Yeah, sure, Man United are bad this season, but Leicester will be that. This is what we'll be again. And we've been here. Leicester City 0, Man United 3. But the thing that stands out is Rasmus Højlund scored and Garnacho scored. What's the link that they've got? They went on a barren run of games without scoring a goal. But then rocks up Leicester City. Leicester City come up. Guess what? It's time to go to the cookie store. It's time to get all our sweets because Leicester City are in town. And we had that the last time we was here. We was Leicester City. We play Palace. Palace don't usually at that time score more than 2 goals a game. We rock up, they get 4. Jordan Ayew breaks all kinds of ducks. Paul Pogba, I like Paul Pogba, but in that game he had 4 goal involvements in the match against us. That's what we would do. And that is what Leicester City, Southampton, and Ipswich have been to these clubs this season. Whenever someone's on a barren spell, you look at the fixture list and you go, ah, Leeds United are playing when it was us on our second time around. This time it's Leicester City and Southampton who are just getting whooped every single week. And that's what we've got to avoid. And we can, because we are Leeds United for one, and we've got a scouting network that should be taking us into different avenues of buying players who can make a difference. I'm not going to give them here because I'm going to wait until the summer when we talk about players that we should be targeting or could be targeting. And I'm not saying being anything ridiculous like go and get Mbappe. I'm not saying that. But we are in a position where we can use our Premier League pool, the name of Leeds United, and the wages that we can offer. Because let me just remind you, we were able to fund a £50,000 a week winger in the Championship on our second year down. Imagine what we can do in the Premier League if we spend it correctly. There's so many things that go in our favor that don't go in the favor of these other clubs. And going back to Tanaka, the reason why I mentioned Tanaka is because we need to build players that are going to be like him. And for me, he can play in the Premier League. And I also look at Tanaka as somebody, if we were not to go up, which is a scary thought, I can easily see Brentford, Brighton, even Tottenham, clubs like that coming in for Tanaka and him making a difference in their midfield. That's what we've got to strive to do in order to flesh out the squad, first of all. And some of you will go back to Walker Peters and say, but Cage, is that such a bad sign on the free transfer? I need you to go and look at Carl Walker Peters' performances this season, and then you go, maybe not. Remember, people, just because something's free, it doesn't make it a good investment, right? Just because it's free doesn't make it good. And Walker Peters, by the way, at his own club, has been moved from the right back spot. He's been playing more frequently there this season, but in 2 occasions, he's been moved to left back when he is originally a right back in order to make room for players that have been above him, Livramento being one and Sugawara to be another. And I think there's another one as well, but he's been moved to play left back in order to do that. People say that means he's versatile. That's great, but he's not performing well, people. So he comes out of that system into Southampton, into Leeds. Are we expecting an uptick on Carl Walker Peters? For me, no. There are smart investments that you can make. You can use the low market. It's not about spending 20 million on each player. I've said that many times. You utilize the low market. See if there are any free agents that are out there that haven't signed elsewhere. And I'm looking at a couple of biggish names who I think big clubs are in and are in about, who won't go that extra mile and get that player. That's where you go in. And then you go and then they perform at your club and the other teams are going, why didn't we go and get that player? You know, that's what we've got to do, much like we did with Rafinha. So people, that is my point when it comes to recruitment. We have to raise the standards. And the lazy, I'm hoping that it's all lazy reporting. We know that there was some substance in the Cameron Archer stuff in January, but that's got to be left behind now. We've got to be moving on to players that can definitely help us in the Premier League. And every sign is a risk. I know that, but I'm saying pretty much I'm so headstrong about this. If you were to sign those 3 players from Southampton, there's no point. You may as well just book your ticket back down for the Championship the year after. So it's about raising standards, and I hope that the Leeds United board, 49ers, Red Bull Network are looking at that and making sure that they're looking at the 3 teams and saying, yeah, we don't want none of this. You know what? It's so funny. I came on here weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, and said the 3 teams at the bottom have won a combined 9 matches. And literally, whether it be a month or 2 months later, that is still the case. We don't want that, people. We don't want that. Now, by all accounts, when Ipswich come down, another reason why we can't be in this division is because Ipswich are going to be heavy favourites. That team is a top Championship team, but for the Premier League, nah. And of course, their goal would have obviously been to finish 17th. But listen, we want to finish 17th next year, but let's try and make it as easy as possible. As easy as possible. And I think Leeds United, with the resources and the tools we have, can do so. But listen, people, give me your thoughts in the comments below. Before I exit, I keep forgetting. Thank you to Dave Rogers. Let me get the names. Mr. P, Parrot House, Jim Jones, Stephen Short, John Abbott, and Malcolm Patrick. Thank you so much for the super thanks donations. Keep supporting and like the video. It's free and it helps me out. See you in the next one. Peace out.